Hi, welcome back to the Perspective with Viv podcast. My name is Viv, and this is the show. So, this is the final episode of season 5. Please, can I have an applause? Too many interviews. Oh my goodness. This season alone has 80 episodes. This is the 80th episode. But I must say, looking back, it's been a beautiful journey. I learned a lot. I learned that I could reach burnout because I was doing so many interviews. I also learned that that's how I am in with life. Like when there are new people around or when there are other energies around, I let them come into my space. And so it's like I orbit around their energy as opposed to mine in the sense of trying to make them comfortable. Now, nobody kind of like triggered that for me, but in the sense of I was focusing more on interviews to ensure that my guests were treated right, that I wasn't really paying attention to what I needed, whether I wanted my own episode, whether I wanted to speak. What did I want? What did I have planned for the season before interviews came in? And I'm not going to lie to you guys, because the podcast is the only thing running properly in the entire Ethereal Fire and Co business, although we changed our name to etherealliving.com, but for the entire business, the podcast is the only thing that's running. And I just felt like if this is running, I need to get money. But honestly, it was a lot less fun because I turned something that was a hobby into something that should make money. And you always have to find that fine line if you really want to embark on making your hobby something that brings money to you. You have to find that balance. So obviously, I fell off the deep end churning out interviews and ensuring that things came out properly till I learned how to work with my own energy, till I remember that this is my space. I miss how my personality shone. And I think that that's how I am in real life, that I allow other people's personalities to shine and I just shine in my own way. But now I've learned that everything is everything revolves around my energy as the sun because I exist from me first as opposed to other people. I identify myself as myself first before other people. So I learned that, but I thoroughly enjoyed the guests that came on. All the guests that came on were so aligned with the podcast. And a lot of them loved, like they were honored to be in this space. And I'm not going to lie to you, because I'm in a bubble, I don't know how much of an impact the podcast has. So when I see the reviews, when I hear guests come on and say it's an honor to be here, I love it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what I have. So I want to know what I have with this space. And season 6 promises to be even more interesting, to have more of me again, and then interviews as well, but more of me. Yes. And just more, what's the right word? More anecdotes from me, more shade from me, more gossip from me, because I do have that inside of me. I want to do more poetry. I say this all the time. I want to do more astrology. I want to balance all of that with also talking about film. I want this season to lean more into film and then music. Yeah, but more film. So let's see how that goes. Let's just see how it goes, really. I want the spiritual side to die down a bit because it was very robust in season 5. So I just want sprinkles of it, but it still show up in the creative aspect, of course. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. Where am I right now in life? And what's the title of this episode? I have no idea. I would like to say that I'm in a space of transition. Currently, Mercury is retrograde in Pisces, all right? And Mercury is the planet of thoughts and communication and analytical thinking, etc. Pisces is the planet or the sign of creativity, imagination, delusions, dreams. Oh my goodness. So I'm a natal Mercury in Pisces. And when in planet is retrograde, it's giving the illusion of moving backwards. But really, what is going on is that it's static and it's more of an internal movement of going back. So it's an invitation to reassess, restructure, review, look at your life, look at how it's going, look at what is going on. So when you think about that, it's more of an opportunity to sit back and think about how far you've come and what can you do better? What patterns are you still replaying in your head? So I'm happy about that because Mercury in Pisces retrograde is really bringing up my intuition. And Pisces is a sign of intuition as well. Okay, it's ruled by Neptune. Now, I have an astrology report on Substack. I'm going to link it in the show notes for the astrology lovers. But what I'm really trying to talk about is how Mercury is really, really making us think about the past. Wherever Pisces is in your chart is where you'd be experiencing those opportunities to review and reassess. Okay. So, for example, if you have Pisces in your fifth house, you'll be reassessing your creativity, be assessing your joy, your childhood, your romantic life. If it's in your seventh house, you'll be reassessing partnerships, business partners, commitments. Yeah, all of that, union, marriages. You'll be reassessing it. But you'd also be exploring the boundaries of it and the places that are limitless. Okay, so it gives you an opportunity to dive deep. Pisces is a very deep sign. Okay, so you're diving deep into your emotions. It's a water sign, so it has to do with emotions as well. And you're using your emotions to navigate through those themes. A lot of times we hold back because Pisces can also talk about addictions. We hold back, overindulge in substances to avoid feeling our feelings. And I feel like Mercury retrograde is really going to enable you to go back and think about things and really realize the emotions that you have that you may be avoiding. Because I know that I'm avoiding emotions. I got an aura cleansing last week and I was like, wow, I've not done this in a while. And I realized I miss being in tune spiritually a lot more. Like because my intuition is really raging, I just feel more connected to the ethereal realms. And I realized that that's what I love. So after getting that healing, I was on a high level, but I started doing other things that will bring me back to the level that I used to be on. Do you get me? I guess I'm not ready for that high yet because being that level of vibration, right, means confronting certain emotions because those emotions can't stay in your body when you're on that level. Yeah. So that's what came to mind. But I do love this energy of Mercury in Pisces. It's like swimming. Intuition is high, creativity is high, dreams are on a high. Oof. I hope you're doing your dream work. What else? Oof. I've had situations that I've been in that I've gotten the message on how to act. I love that. I've gotten the vibe from people and I've been able to set boundaries there and there. Oh yeah, I love that. So yeah, Mercury in Pisces is a powerful time for so many things. If you're creative, it's a good time to dive deep into things. Now, I have an astrology report on Substack, as I said before, and I'm going to read a section from it, what to expect with this transit. Being called to reassess your dreams, allowing them to change and modifying them to fit who you're becoming. You could realize that a dream you've had for 5 years has expired, or get inspired to create a new dream in a different field of work that's highly motivating. Two, called to reassess your creative practices and mediums to something that aligns with you. For example, shifting from photography to film or creating a schedule to paint a picture every day. Boundaries and where changes can be made. Apply to the house Pisces occupies. For example, Pisces in the fifth house means reassessing where you can apply tighter boundaries to your romantic life. Your communication skills, you might be more dreamy and imaginative with this transit. Dive into the opportunity to express yourself differently. Example, through poetry, spoken word events, etc. You see how I keep using the word dive? Then you may experience confusion in areas of your life that you didn't expect. This may delay you from making decisions that would have happened faster while Mercury was direct. An increase in creativity, having ideas that are outside of your usual scope and executing them. Consuming media may land differently with this transit. You may experience an increase in inspiration as everything stimulates your mind to think differently. Last one, although there's more, you may find yourself more prone to escapism, to drown out overwhelming emotions and avoid sitting with them. Oh my goodness, spot on for me. I'm just doing my thing right now. I'm feeling a lot, and I feel like I'm feeling a lot that I've not allowed myself to feel from childhood. Pisces is in my house, my fifth house of childhood, and other things. And it's one of the reasons why this podcast was created. And I think that's the most important thing that I learned this season. What am I doing and why am I doing it? Why do I have this podcast? This podcast was a place for me to play and I introduced seriousness into it. And I just don't want that anymore. I'm happy to genuinely live and see what happens when I'm not forcing certain things. I need to direct my flow, Pisces, water, into directions that, what I water can grow. And I don't know what that is right now beyond the novel that I'm working on. And I need to keep working on it. So that's another thing. But the commitment to this podcast, I'm ready to renew it as long as it's aligned with what it's all about. What's this podcast about for me? A place where I could talk about the things I felt like I couldn't talk about while I was growing up. A place where I can actually be myself and then expand beyond that, because I'm finding that I still hide, or I was still hiding before I made a conscious effort to step out and show myself a lot more. And I think that that's what I want to do, because even looking at my content, it's very structured. There's no anecdote that is personal. I want to do more. I want to allow myself to be seen more, because I used to really, really have that great vibe online. Someone to reintroduce that to me and see where that goes. Anyway, we'll see how things unfold. But I'm thankful for this podcast, season 5. This is crazy. The dedication is crazy. I'm ready to return back to fun topics and laughing and telling stories. Okay, can I even tell a story right now? I'm thinking, let me search. Okay, I definitely want to do another episode on ghosting, because I've had opportunities. I've ghosted 3 guys in the past couple of months, and I felt so good about it. Like, it was a real ego boost for me. These guys, although I'm not going to lie to you, kudos to me. And this is me being real, because I try to come across as perfect to myself from time to time in terms of not making mistakes. But like, kudos to me for the guys being decent till they were not. And I don't want to say that's the general consensus. I think one was just two, they were not, but decent regardless, like good vibes until the vibes no longer align. Do you get me? So it's not like I was in a, yeah, I love that. Immediately I saw something was off, I didn't even try to fix it, because you're not my boyfriend. So bye. And I felt great. I was like, oh my goodness, if there's one thing I can tell you in terms of patterns, is that you are leaving early. It made me feel so happy. And because I've grown, because I've changed, I'm like, how personal can I get? I want to go back to talking about things that happened to me in the past, because I have great stories. So yeah, I want to bring my personality back. I think, I'm not going to lie, there is something that I did want to talk about and start season 6 with. I recorded an episode for season 6 already, because I really thought I was going to start it immediately. But I feel like I'm going to chill, and I want you to know that I'm going to chill, but I'll be releasing bonus episodes in terms of like astrology reports and guest episodes. So by the time season 6 rolls in, I'm all good. Like, everything is all good. So yeah, that's it. Um, what else? I'm in a space of ascension, and I'm just coming to terms with that. I'm ascending to a level that I don't know about. I'm highly emotional. The eclipse was last week. I have an astrology report on the eclipse as well, baby. It was a lunar eclipse in Virgo. Yummy. Because Virgo has this energy of being meticulous, paying attention to detail, being organized. Where are you over serving? Where are you so critical of yourself? All of that came to light for me. Yeah. I even cleaned. I decided to do, I want to do a transformation of my room, and I want to commit to that, because I don't think I'm applying myself into real life as much as I could. I think I'm still living behind the scenes in curtains and wondering why things aren't moving for me. So the lunar eclipse was good. It also occurred in my 11th house of community, friendship, social groups. I'm really much a loner. Is that good English? I'm very much a loner. I can't stand on my own, and I think it's so tempting and intriguing, but I want to. I like it. I want to see how far I go by being a loner, but still having relationships. Yeah, let's see how far that goes. I'm eager. I'm interested. Yeah. I'm happy. I'm grateful for this podcast. I'm grateful for myself. I'm in a space where things need to change to something even more. And I'm doing what I can to ensure that that happens. So yeah. I think this is a good place to stop, okay? Thank you so much for rocking with me. Thank you so much for listening to season 5 and then staying. The stats for this year were super, super good. Like, okay, for last year, I got like most as 2025 Rising Star, 2025 Best Podcaster, just these awards because you guys keep listening. I love it. I wish just keep commenting, like come to my social media platforms, Perspective with Babe on TikTok and Instagram. Leave comments on the podcast videos and just say how you feel about the podcast. I want to know more. Or send an email to me at madamesreadings@gmail.com. Okay. All right. I know we don't have a podcast email. What can I say? I'm a human being. So yeah, just do that. But I want to know more about how you feel about this podcast and what you get from it, Why do you stay? I know that some people love the poetry. I love it. I love that you guys love me for who I am. That's what I'm really grateful for. Thank you for loving me for who I am. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you for the 5-star ratings, the 4-star ratings. Thank you for that because it makes me know that my true unfiltered self is beautiful and would have its own space to sit. I'm grateful. Thank you. I love you so much. And catch you in season 6, baby. And don't forget to read my astrology reports, okay? Bye.